When the world we once knew seems to crumble around us, when confusion spreads like wildfire, and wildfires spread like ominous shadows across an earth we secretly want to escape, when what was once our sense of normal seems to fall away into a darkened world, when we tire of the same old fear-based narratives of an outdated world, when our minds tire of the same repeated lies that we are victims to what is happening around us, when the enemies play their roles so well that they push us into our deepest wounds. Finally, a fire of clarity will ignite in our chest. Our anger, our suppressed collective wounds, our sacred rage will fuel us to demand a change that we finally see can only come from us. We'll turn off our TVs, take long looks at ourselves in our mirrors, in acquiescence, and finally say to ourselves, okay, what do we do? The only thing we can do. We keep showing up. We keep doing what we can't ever stop doing, what we are naturally encoded for, seeking joy. The difference is that this time our search will seem to arrive at a new destination. From the darkest moments, we will feel the uplifting pull of a motherly love that pulls us back to our feet, that pulls us together, that brings us back to our roots, our tribes, our communities, ourselves. A love that begins to peek out of our deepest corners of our being, locked away under the wounding of ancestral pain, of generations spent living in resistance to life. Love that begins to bud within our souls, blossoming with a hopeful fragrance. A light within shines with a knowing that now we can only ever rise. Our eyes will glisten with an essence that says, I have known the density of the deepest illusions. I lived the dark night of the soul of this collective dream. And now I'm here, telling the story of the greatest shift in consciousness and love that our planet has ever seen. And as life moves and shifts and flows, before we know it, we'll be looking back on this moment, telling stories around the fire of a time where we could barely climb out of the density of pessimism that existed in every corner of our society. We'll be reminiscing to our grandchildren over dinner, speaking with a soft reverence and loving nostalgia of the shadows we survived. Stories that will become the new children's books. What used to be media-conditioned, masculine-dominant roles of fairy tales that taught girls they needed saving will turn into new traditions and stories of the greatest rise in humanity this world has ever seen, the greatest victory, with every role played to perfection. We will be the warriors, witches, cosmic way showers, and superheroes that our children come to know and see as the new standard. We are this new grid. We are this new world. It is not off in some distant future waiting for us to be saved by authorities or outside forces. We are the shift. And look around you. It's happening. The old world has begun to die. And with every death and every turning of a season, with the ashes of the old, new life is reborn. We rise like the phoenix into the world we are all housing within us, as we experience the world around us change form and echo back to us of what we've already cultivated within. Crumbling chaos becomes a soft, slow, tender reconstruction of something we can only dream, something that has already taken root within us, something that is already in the midst of transpiring. We are in the midst of the greatest alchemical magic trick ever witnessed, an evolution so big that words will cease to capture its immensity. Language itself will give up, and our communication with one another will move beyond what the linear mind could previously understand. Our capacity to feel one another will expand, and we will reach past our cold, armored hearts that had become total strangers to nurture each other back into vitality. Vitality that desires to breathe through us at a rapid, quickening, evolutionary pace. Life that feels so fresh, air so alive with possibility, our bare feet feeling a renewed sense of connection to a home we'd never fully seen as truly a part of us. The earth beneath us will merge with our essence, and we will beat our drums and sing together once more as we come home to the celebration of a life aligned to the natural cyclical rhythms of Pachamama. So when the darkness feels as if it's closing in around you, when your mind seems to suffocate you with narratives you never seem to choose, and you wonder what we do now, remember, we show up. We keep showing up. We keep loving our neighbors. We keep celebrating birthdays. We keep pursuing our hobbies and our passions. We keep loving our children. We keep praying. We keep hugging. We keep dancing. We keep falling in love. And we demand higher standards of love. We demand basic human rights. We demand our ability to choose when it comes to our bodies and our health. We demand better options. We demand to be honored as equals. We demand better education that expands instead of limits our children's potential. We demand clean water, organic food, and basic holistic health to be prioritized and a standard for all humans, period. We demand freedom. And when we don't know how, we choose to trust that what we claim within, we expand without. We have faith that what we are doing internally is the shift we see, the purging that is occurring through seeming chaos and confusion across the globe is Gaia shaking off her old role and stepping into the new. From lack to abundance, from suppression to freedom, from wounded to exalted, from ego to essence. It all starts within. So when we wonder how you do the impossible, we remind ourselves, we already are. This is it. And together, we rise.